What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So now that we're a couple weeks post World Juniors and CHL junior seasons and just pro leagues across the world are 2/3 of the way done at this point, and I'm going to be updating my top 50 probably prospects I'm going to do next time in a couple of weeks, because I do it like every 2 months. Last time I did it was in mid-December. I thought that it'd be a fun idea to look at what the experts have right now in terms of the class of 2025. So we're going to be looking at the Athletic. We're going to be looking at Corey Pronman's list, and if you watched my video like 2 weeks ago when I reacted to his under 23 players that had Tim Stützle ahead of Connor Bedard, Lane Hudson 39th, Zeev Boyum like 8th, Zach Benson 87th or something like that. It's definitely going to be an interesting list to a degree. So yeah, we're going to go through it now. Clearly, Matthew Schaefer leads his list. Guess who had Matthew Schaefer in his December 13th prospect rankings? Me! Everybody's copying off me once I said Matthew Schaefer. It's definitely close now. But yeah, we're going to go through this. They got you can't see it because I got a crop, but Caleb Desnoyers on the left of him, so he might be decently high, as well as Porter Martone. I have not seen this. This is the first time I'm seeing it. We're going through it. Corey Pronman, let's see what he has. Last year, he was very high in Carter Yakimchuk, if I remember correctly. Matthew Schaefer, number 1. Tier 1, so he's saying it's a full tier. A couple days ago, it came out in Bob McKenzie's updated top 30, or it was just like the first round, top 32, that all 10 scouts that he interviewed for this had Matthew Schaefer, and 7 of them said that there was a decent tier between Matthew Schaefer and whoever they had at number 2. So yeah, Corey Pronman thinks the same. I still think that it's somewhat of a debate. It might depend on the team if you go with the forward. I would personally have James Hagens number 2, but I do think if you're not factoring in position at all, if you're pretty balanced in both departments, you go with Matthew Schaefer, who's 6'2", amazing skater, great hockey sense. As you can see, the date of birth, I always bring that up with some of these guys. September 5th. He's 10 days away from being a 2026 guy. Imagine Matthew Schaefer, McKenna, and all the 2 Sweden players in the 2026 draft. That would be insane. So yeah, I think he's kind of solidified himself. Does he have like, oh no, he doesn't have the, usually they have like the skating. Oh, he does. Skating, yeah. Everything's above average. He doesn't do anything out of this world. But again, if you can just do everything at an elite level, at the NHL level, you're probably going to turn into a number 1 when it's all said and done. James Hagens, then Michael Misa. Okay, let's see James Hagens. Yeah, right now, based on what he did last year, was by far the number one guy coming into the season. This year hasn't quite popped at Boston College in terms of production, in terms of what we were expecting with Gabriel Pro and Ryan Leonard, but still above a point per game. And yeah, he's doing it at 17, 18 years old. With him, it's the high IQ and playmaking ability. Might not have the overall size to truly dominate, but I mean, Jack Hughes has turned into a pretty decent player despite only being 5'10", 5'11", and he's already much heavier than Jack Hughes was when he entered the NHL. I describe him kind of as like Logan Cooley with a slightly better shot, and Logan Cooley's turning into a stud this season. Caleb Desnoyers, 4th. Oh, wow. I still think I still have the consensus top 4. I don't see that changing in my updated February rankings. But damn, let's go over Misa first. Let's go one by one. Yeah, Misa, again, just does everything at a high level. He doesn't have the playmaking skills of Hagens, but he kind of makes that up for that in the goal scoring department. I think he's leading the OHL in goals per game and points per game right now. He's been absolutely insane. But Caleb Desnoyers, they got Porter Martone 5. But yeah, Desnoyers, yeah, in my opinion, he does everything very well, but just doesn't have the upside of a Porter Martone at 6'3", 6'4" physical capabilities. I think Desnoyers projects to be a really good second line center on a potential playoff team. But number 4, number 3 forward, I don't know if I can get behind that. He has been great this year in the QMJHL. Just the Q kind of gets disrespected a decent amount. Porter Martone, yeah, 6'3", 210 already. Monster, great puck skills. The skating is a little bit concerning. That is definitely concerning with Porter Martone. I don't want to spoil my lists in like 2 weeks, but I'm probably going to have Porter Martone number 4, Misa ahead of him, and then Misa Hagens might end up being a debate. I got to watch more of them. But yeah, Porter Martone, if you have a franchise center, give him Porter Martone, and they'll be one of the best 1-2 forward punches in the entire NHL in no time. Victor Eklund, number 6. So no Roger McQueen as of yet. Victor Eklund is just like a dog, just an absolute dog. Yeah, as you can see, the compete, it truly is high end. Not the most physically imposing guy, but he will beat the shit out of you. He's like Swedish Ryan Leonard, if that makes sense. Junkyard dog, very good at the World Juniors. Roger McQueen, number 7. Frondell, number 8. Okay, Roger McQueen. Yeah, I don't know what to think about Roger McQueen. He has played 8 games this season. He had 4 goals in his first game, has 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. 6'5", really intriguing prospect. I hope that he gets back relatively soon. He is pretty old for his draft class. I keep on saying in other videos, I say he's old for his age. When I say that in these videos, I mean for the draft class, considering the cutoff is September 15th. But yeah, Roger McQueen can do a lot offensively at 6'5". He maybe has a higher ceiling, honestly, than like a Porter Martone, but Martone's floor is clearly higher. Anton Frundell, he's playing really good as of late in the second-tier Swedish league. Really good. After a slow start at the U20 level, he's kind of been a monster. So he's regaining that hype. And again, a later birthday for this draft class in May. Very impressive. I'll probably have him in my top 8. Tier 4, who do they not have yet? That's like the normal top 8. I think Jackson Smith definitely has a case. Carter Bear, maybe. Kayshawn Atchison at 9. God damn. I think Kayshawn Atchison is going to be a very good top 4 defenseman. He is very old for this class. 9, though. Yeah, again, very high compete, but I don't think that he has the offensive game to justify him taking him top 10, if that makes sense. But he's a very high floor guy. He's a very high floor guy. And like the guy that the fan base would absolutely love in terms of that like number 3 defenseman that just beats the shit out of people. Jake O'Brien, okay, having a very good season this year in the OHL. Coming into the season was expected to be a top 12 guy. He's held serve about on his draft status. Jackson Smith at 11. I personally am probably going to have Jackson Smith in my top 10. The way that this guy not only looks defensively, but especially of late, his offense has been very good in his draft year. Very intriguing. 6'3", May birthday. He is a very good prospect. Carter Bear, monster numbers, a little bit of a smaller guy, but I think his puck skills, as they say, I think it might honestly be high end considering what he's been able to do this year. For Everett, Everett's an amazing team, but he's been the main offensive driver for them. And he's already 180 pounds, so he's small, but, or no, not even that small. It's 6 foot, but he's a dog. Justin Carboneau, very good goal scorer in the queue. The Q finally has some guys, man. Caleb Denoyer, Carboneau. In recent years, we have just not really seen the Q have those top-end guys since basically, like, Alexis Lafreniere, I want to say. Was that their last, like, top 10 pick even? I'm maybe forgetting someone. But it's been a while, so it's good to see them producing high-level talent again. Lyndon Lakovich. Follows me on Instagram, I believe. Shout out Lyndon. Yeah, Moose Jaw stinks this year, and he's been highly productive. Very good shot. 6'4". It would not surprise me one bit if he ends up going top 10 because he has all the things that you can't teach that scouts really love in terms of tall guys. Don't think he's going to have some kind of Beckett Seneca 3rd overall, 4th overall surprise. But if he went ahead of, what's his name, Anton Frundell or Victor Eklund, maybe I could buy it. Joshua Ravensburger, I don't know what to think of him. He's not killing it this year in the WHL, but at 6'5", he could easily go very, very high for teams that maybe need goaltenders. Yeah, just average. Brady Martin, I like Brady Martin a decent amount. Braden Coots, this is a guy that I've seen like top 10 in some people's lists, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he continues to rise. Milton Gastrin, another guy that has been rising a decent amount. Henry Brustevich, why am I blanking on his brother's first name? Calgary prospect. Hunter. Parents really were creative, just keeping it with the H's. But Henry Brustevich, yeah, in London this year has been very impressive and got those familial genes in terms of Hunter was a monster in the OHL in his draft year +1. Murtka, I think Murtka's low. Murtka, what he has done in Czechia against grown men, and then since he's come over to the WHL, has been very impressive, especially offensively. I think they're kind of under. I don't think his skating's that bad, and I think maybe not above average puck skills if they were giving some other guys that I thought were like maybe sniffing elite high end. But Murtka, I think, is a guy that's probably going to go very, very high. And rightfully so. Right-handed, 6'5". Decent offensively. Good defensively. Cameron Reed, Blake Fiddler, Cameron Schmidt, Benjamin Kindle. That's it. It's only a top 24. Come on, man. I'm at least doing a top 32 next time that I drop my video. But yeah, interesting. I'm trying to think of who. Let me come back to you on who they potentially didn't include. Okay, I'm back with the snubs from this list. No Malcolm Spence. That is very surprising considering he came in as like kind of a consensus top 12 guy and has been very good in Erie this year with Matthew Schaefer. No Logan Hensler. I agree that Logan Hensler has fallen off a decent amount considering he has not been that productive at Wisconsin. He only has 9 points in 21 games. Still probably would have him like 21 through 24 at least, as well as Ivan Ryabkin not making the list. That one's definitely more understandable considering he in Russia was so disappointing after having that monster draft year -1. This year has been a little bit disappointing, finally coming over to the USHL. And Cole Reshny also did not make it. I thought that he would have been a guy considering how good he's playing this year for Victoria in the WHL. So those are just some of the snubs. The biggest shock by far, Caleb Desnoyers, fourth on his list. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? Again, I'll be having mine in like a week or two because it's only been about 6 weeks since my last one. By the time we get to like April, May, June, I'll be doing one once every month for the most part. Just not going to be doing one 5 to 6 months out every single month. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think? I'll be seeing the next one. Peace.